Hey guys, my name is Mike or Kubera, and today we're discussing Bitcoin Cash going all the way up while Bitcoin goes down to currently $6,441. And this is quite a dip from it reaching $7,900. I think it was 2 or 3 days ago. So stay tuned. We're going to be discussing about this and see ya in 10 seconds. Okie dokie. So again, Bitcoin's at 6,441 and the market cap dropped from $122 billion to $107 billion. Now, if we look at the third position, by the way, Ethereum's just kind of chilling at $303. It's down 1% while Bitcoin is down 6% over the past 24 hours. Bitcoin Cash is up 58.15% and it's been rising steadily. So there are $6 billion worth of volume going through the past 24 hours. Now that is larger actually than Bitcoin's volume, which Bitcoin's volume is $5.5 billion. And Bitcoin Cash's market cap is 21.7, approaching $22 billion. It's at $1,300. So I don't like Bitcoin Cash, and a lot of you guys know that. There's a fair amount of people who don't like Bitcoin Cash, and as soon as I said that, it's like, oh my god, no. Okay, everybody has their own biases. Personally, as soon as I got my Bitcoin Cash, boom, I sold it, and there's a lot of other crypto YouTubers that, boom, sold, gone, whatever, forget about it. I'm not buying it, I'm not interested in the future, and right now it would actually be the worst possible time to purchase it. If you're looking about like short-term profits, you're like, yay, everybody's buying in. Yeah, it's about to have a pretty serious correction. So it's at 58% up from the past 24 hours. It's approaching $1,300. And at this point, now we're reaching somewhere where Bitcoin was a couple nights ago, where, you know, I was heading towards $8,000. A lot of people made money. I know a bunch of millionaires who are perfectly fine selling at $7,000 or $8,000, and they would never ever think about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies ever again because they don't care. They're millionaires. And 90% or more of their wealth came from Bitcoin or Ethereum or just cryptocurrency trading. So they're perfectly happy with where they're at. And that is a large amount of people right now. So the further the price goes up, you can see these walls. You can see where the resistance is, where people would like to purchase Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or whatever, and where they'd like to sell it. And a couple nights ago on the stream, we saw Bitcoin going from like 7,200 to 7,300 to 7,000. And this was literally within seconds. You saw giant orders. And this was manipulation, of course, because the whales all the way at the top, they don't care if they have like, I don't know, millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin in their wallets just sitting on an exchange. Boom, 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 buy, sell, buy, sell. You know there was people within an hour, within that 1 hour, where there was hundreds of millions of dollars of transactions going through that just profited millions of bucks. Millions extra in their bank account because, oh, okay, let me place in a 250 Bitcoin order. Like that already, that alone places a bunch of resistance against all the other orders because it's huge, it's huge. So when one person's selling like 0.001578 Bitcoin and then suddenly, boom, 250 Bitcoin, it's like, oh, wow, that is huge. And then you see another order, seriously, so on the right side, boom, selling like 250. Oh, as soon as that goes through, you have like 270 Bitcoin buy or 240 or still in the 200s, and then constantly back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it's like, wow. And then you see multiple of those. So you got one guy who's got like 100, or it could all be the same guy, but I'm pretty much thinking it's multiple people. It was just collusion, why not? And that is obvious because at that point, it's like, well, yeah, it's only really going off of speculation and FOMO and, oh my gosh, so as soon as a whale starts profiting and he's like, oh, okay, you know, we're gonna try and manipulate the markets. He wants to create FOMO for everybody, where somebody who's brand new to Bitcoin, maybe they just heard about it, they saw their friends become millionaires, they're like, oh my gosh, it's approaching $8,000. People are everyone around me is saying it's gonna hit like $100,000. I better invest right now, yeah? And they do. They bite the whale's sell order, and as soon as there is a giant sell let's say like 500 Bitcoins, or, you know, the amount of people, the amount of small people who just realize, wow, this has gotten to a point where it's out of hand, then everything kind of crumbles at that point, where it's not a crash, because a crash would mean, like, you know, Bitcoin goes down to like $3,000 or $4,000. I mean, technically you could say it's a crash, or like a mini crash or whatever. But a crash, I mean, like over months and months and months periods of time, yeah? Or even possibly weeks at this point, because we're dealing with such volume. I mean, the market cap actually fell below $200 billion. Wow, it's at $844 million. Wow, these numbers are just crazy. $15 billion of volume pumping through for the past 24 hours. $15 billion. That's like 1/4 of Bill Gates, or you could buy, you know, multiple countries with that. So that is crazy. Anyways, a lot of people profited with Bitcoin, and they don't care about making any more profit for now or for forever. So they're gonna sell off. And as soon as you have one person, two people, multiple people, they're like, oh, okay, well, we see everybody else is selling. Then you get somebody who's just like, I'll try, my sell order didn't go through. Now at this point they're like, do I want to wait a couple more months or a couple more weeks before I make profit, or just a little bit more profit? No, okay, I don't care about the extra 2% that's lost. Let me sell at a smaller price. And then people see that, and it's just kind of like this bandwagon. Everybody jumps down, jumps on board with it, and the price just falls down. It's like a breakdown, boom, that's the correction. And Bitcoin fell over the past 2 days from, you know, it did hit the peak 7,899 and like 90 cents or whatever. And now it did, I believe, hit like 6,400. So that is interesting, because boom, it's just like over $1,000 price decrease from that. And Bitcoin Cash rose from like, what was it, $500 or $400 a couple nights ago. That's due to, all of this craziness is due to Sedgwick 2 times, right? So it was canceled. If you guys remember that, we had the live stream with Cryptoverse and Indahash CEO and Ian Bellina. So that was pretty cool. You guys can go watch that. That was a couple nights ago. And we were reporting on the cancellation of Sedgwick 2 times. So that was canceled. A bunch of people were like, yeah! Bitcoin went up, but it already has been going up for the past couple of weeks. People sold, and now it's a correction, but it's not that crazy yet. So in addition to Sedgwick 2 times, there's other people getting involved. The holidays are coming, so a lot of people have cash to spend. They want to gift. They're thinking about Bitcoin. There's shops, there's merchants who want to include Bitcoin in their purchases. So it's like, okay, well, a bunch of money is going to be spent over the next month. And in addition to that, Amazon, there's been rumors, and what was it? There's another group that there's been rumors of incorporating Bitcoin, and people thought that, oh, it's going to be like next week, or, you know, immediately, right? Well, these type of big deals take time. For example, just look at the past with Time Warner Cable or Verizon or any of these giant billion-dollar companies that are trying to sell, or, you know, they're trying to buy out other companies. It doesn't even take months. Sometimes it takes years for like an update, right? So then you start thinking about like, oh, honestly, Amazon, I'm sure they care about Bitcoin, but even if they never invested, they're perfectly fine because they're dominating already. So it's like, they don't care. You guys have to think that these companies that want to include Bitcoin, it is extra profit at the end of the day, but they're not going to like drop everything they have right now just to focus on this one project. It's probably going to be like more than a month. It's probably Q4 is going to end and Q1 is going to begin. It's probably going to happen next time. And there was one group, it wasn't Amazon, they sort of promised. They're like, yeah, it's pretty much hype. They're hyping it up that by the end of Q4, Bitcoin's gonna be incorporated. And if it doesn't happen, boom, there's prime reason for corrections. With the holidays ending, Q1, usually a lot of people want to save money in the new year. And actually Q1, if you just look at business with marketing and advertising, January is the worst time of the year for business, for that type of business at least, because, you know, there's the least amount of money to be spent. So November and December for, you know, YouTubers and crypto and all of this, it's actually the best months. So you will see a lot of money flowing in. So just because there's a correction right now, it's like a mini correction. This doesn't mean it's the actual like pullback. But it could be the start of it. It could be the start. So we'll see. Bitcoin could hit $8,000. It could go down to $5,000. I think there's still another month that you could profit a little bit with. And Bitcoin Cash, honestly, people profited off of Bitcoin. They saw Bitcoin Cash is going up a little bit due to Sedgwick 2 times. All the money that came from Bitcoin is now flowing into Bitcoin Cash and other altcoins. But yesterday, so 2 nights ago, there was green all across. All the altcoins were doing well. Then it was a bloodbath. Everybody's just like, whoa, it's going all over the place. And probably Bitcoin Cash will also catch up with the correction pretty soon, because people, again, will profit off of there. They won't really care anymore. And it's like, I don't think it has that much of a future. But it's interesting to see it go towards like 1,500 bucks. I'm sure it has to stop pretty soon over the next couple of hours, even possibly when I upload this video. But it is crazy just to deal with these numbers. Anyways, my name is Mike, or Kubera. I think it's definitely much safer for you guys to cash out your profits every week, every month as this craziness goes out. Don't hold everything. But if you can manage to hold something, maybe 50%, maybe 60% over your portfolio, spread it out, diversify, don't invest with money you can't afford to lose, blah, 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 blah. You know what to do. Probably you aren't going to do it, but anyways, my name is Mike Cabero. See you guys tomorrow. Actually, I forgot to, well, I didn't forgot to, I wasn't able to post yesterday, so we're going to make up for that today with 2 videos, maybe even 3. So, bye.